This conference will now be recorded.
I'll click on new query to get a new editor from the same server. Okay, already we have discussed about alias, but I just wanted to give some examples on alias, like where exactly we use this. So SQL alias are used to give a temporary name to table, column, to a table we can give, or a column in a table. Okay, it's a temporary one only, and just to make it more readable we'll use. So if you think about the alias, it is only exist for that particular duration of the query. If you are executing, right, then only at that particular time only that particular name exists, and alias is created with keyword called as. Okay, so let's see the syntax. This is column syntax. Select column name. So this is a keyword I want to use as something like alias from table name. This is column syntax. We'll go with the table also. Table syntax. Yes, alias T. So in this here we are giving column name some alias name like alias underscore C, and here in this example we are giving alias underscore T. So we will see some examples like how it works. Alias column example, something like, okay, we'll take our select star from db dot orders. So I want to give some column name. Okay, so I have order ID here, right? I want to give order ID as something like ID for this particular query instance. So I'll select this order ID as ID, and for the customer ID, I want to give a CID, and for the order date, I just want to give OD. So just giving some shortcut names we can give, and we can execute. See, OID, CID, OD. So depending upon your requirement for that temporary instance, you can give any particular name for the column. So just to increase the readability of that particular sentence. And also see, suppose if you want to give only for one also, you can. It depends, it's your wish to give alias names or not. It's totally optional. Okay, so for the first one I didn't give in any alias name, so it came as it is, and for the second and third columns I have given the alias name. Okay, and one more thing I want to mention over here is, suppose if you want to give an alias name which contains the spaces. Okay, here I want to give C space ID, okay, as alias name, but it won't take as it is. It will give some syntax error. In this case, if you want to give something with spaces, then you need to give the square brackets. Then it will execute. So if alias name the requirement is to give alias name in spaces, then we need to provide that data in square brackets. Okay, we'll see some other example. In some cases, what happens is in real time, okay, I want to combine two or more columns. I want to combine two or more columns in that particular instance. So when you are combining two or more columns, then what happens? It will not give the what I can say, like it will not give the name of that particular column. So in that case, we have to give some alias name. It's not mandatory again, but for more readability and to know everyone that we are doing certain functionality over here, we will use this alias name. Let's see that. So here I want to combine order ID and customer ID. Okay. So what I will do, order ID, I'll use plus customer ID from customer orders table. Okay, it's not concatenating. Okay, so it's simple. It's simply adding it. Okay, what I will do in this case. Okay. Okay. Simply in this case, what happens, if you are giving plus, right, plus symbol, then it will take as a sum. Okay. So if you want just like to get the concatenation, then you can do in this way, concat of need of plus symbols. Now you can have a comma. See here, concatenation is nothing but if you would have used in the Excel also, it's just a combining of two or more columns. So in Excel also, if you use the concatenation of A and B columns, then what happens? It will just add A, B. So suppose in the A column, if you have something like SQL, and in the B column, if you have demo, and if you are concatenating A and B columns, then it will result in SQL demo. So if you are not giving this particular single inverted quotes and this comma, what it will do, simply it will add without any space. See, 2333 is the order ID and customer ID is 120. If you want to give some space over here or some comma or some any operator, then you need to give in the single quotes. So I'm giving in the single quotes, and now what happens? I want to give some space in between order ID and customer ID. I'll give a space over here. We'll see. See, one space is generated. Similarly, we can give a comma over here. So comma will be generated. Okay. So now our concept is not the concatenation, but still I'm telling it. So the concatenation, what is happening is you can simply join any of the tables, or you can simply add any of the tables. If you see both the examples, 2333 plus 120, it's 2453, 2434 and 2400. This is a sum operation and this is a concatenation operation. And in both, when we are adding two or more columns, right, then that particular column name is not visible. Then in this particular scenario, we can mention the alias. So here if you observe, there is no column name, right? So I will give some column name over here. So I'll see like concat of order ID and customer ID. And similarly, I will say as sum of OID and customer ID. So in both the cases, my alias will work. See, it will be knowing. See, someone, if the third person comes and see here, if what they are doing, see, they don't have time to read all your query. They are just interested in what the result it is retrieving. So to get the result more in more readable way, in like everyone should understand that particular query output. Because of that, we'll give this alias names. And also in joins, right, it plays a very key role in when creating the joins. Our next topic, almost we are there, we will be discussing on joins. So this is concat alias name and some. Okay, so now we will see alias table examples. Suppose I have something like select star from dbo.persons as I want to give some name to this particular table as P. Okay. So when if I give where condition, if I give P dot, I get all the columns which are available in this particular persons table. What I'm doing here is for the persons table, I have given a temporary name called P, and to get all the columns, right, simple way, here I'll just give where condition select P dot. then I am getting all the columns. You can select any of the column and you can easily use it. And also here in the select star, here we'll give something. Okay, here also you can give the column name with the help of this particular alias. P dot. Again, you can give any column name. So I'm giving address, comma, again P dot. Instead of typing, you can get easily those particular details. See, you got it right. And alias names for tables we can simply use when we have used something like join, or if you want to something, how I can explain. Okay, so something like if you are using some self join and all, we can discuss in next classes. But for now, we can think about like giving the alias names for the table. We need to give with the alias keyword, and in the columns we need to give with the same as keyword in both. But for the columns, if you want to mention the alias, you need to mention right after the column name. If you want to mention the alias for the table, you need to mention the alias name right after the table name. So this is about alias. We can discuss alias of joins in next classes or wherever it is possible. And another one, yeah, already we have discussed this, like we have used the min function, maximum function, sum, count. In this also, it's very useful to use aliases. So we'll go to the joins. So join is a very important concept in SQL. So let's listen carefully. So we will say like join clause is used to combine rows from two or more tables based on common or related column between them. So see, suppose one thing I will mention over here. See, let's see the tables which we have over here for better understanding. Just a second. Okay. So select star from customers. Select star from orders. Select star from persons. Select star from my underscore constant. What is this? Nothing is there. Okay, I'll just remove it. Okay, so there are three tables over here. Let's see. Now what I wanted to know that this particular order, right, in the orders table, I wanted to know this particular order data, address of this particular customer. Okay, I wanted to know address of this particular customer. Okay, then what I wanted to do, is there address column in this particular table? There is no address for in this particular table, but for this order ID we have a customer ID, right? So for this customer ID in another table we have the data of this particular customer, right? So we'll see whether we have a data of this particular customer in another table. So now simply I wanted to, with the help of the order ID, I wanted to know the customer data. So, but my customer data is not available in the orders table. So I need to retrieve the customer's data with the help of this order data. How I can do that? I can only do that with the help of a join. So join is simply to get the data from different tables or anything. We can simplify that from different tables based on the related column. What do you mean by related column here? So suppose I will just execute this too, and I wanted to join this orders table and the customers table because I need to get the data of the customers. That's fine. But to join, there is an important condition that I need to have some common column in both the tables. Okay. So here I wanted to join customers and orders. Then what is happening here? See, in the first particular table, I have a customer ID, I have a customer name, I have an address, I have city, email, and here I have order ID, I have customer ID and order date. So there is one particular column which is common in both, that is customer ID. So ideally we can join these two tables in order to get the data from any of the tables which we have, which we want, any or both the tables. I think you can understand this concept. Let's see the orders and the persons table, whether we can join orders and persons table. So I'll execute this too. Let's see. There is an order ID, there is a customer ID, there is order date in orders table. But in the persons table, I don't have any column which is matching with the order ID. So we cannot join this orders and persons table simply. Okay. So definitely we need to have some related column or the common column in between both. Okay. We have so many concepts in joins. So let's see one by one. First, we will see inner join. Okay. So what does this inner join does? It returns the records that have matching values in both tables. Okay, so I have two data. I mean, suppose I have customers table and I have orders table, right? But what this inner join does, what this inner join does is simply it will get the data which is common in both the tables. So I'll show you in the whiteboard. So simply inner join, what it does is that we have a table 1 and we have a table 2, and the common data will be there, right, in between these two table, and that data we will be getting, and that data we will be getting as a result. So inner join will only retrieve the common data between these two tables. Okay. So this is about the inner join. We will see some exercises in this inner join. Or okay, first we'll see an exercise. Inner join syntax. So select column name from table 1 inner join. This is the keyword we use. Okay, this is the keyword inner join. Inner space join is a keyword, and we'll give the table 2 name, and then we need to give the condition. What condition? For the condition to give, we need to give a keyword called on. Okay, we need to give a keyword called on, and table 1 dot column name equals to table 2 dot column name. Okay, if you want to understand the syntax, I want to explain clearly. Here we can give column name or column names. Okay, and from table 1, suppose table 1 is order ID and table 2 is person ID, not person ID, we cannot join it. Okay, table 2 is customers. So if you think in this way, what happens is I'm joining table 1 and table 2, and I want to give the condition that the common table, common columns between table 1 is equal to the common column in the table 2. Suppose here the common column is what? Customer ID in the customers table is equals to customer ID in the orders table. Then only it will understand that there is a common data, common column in these both tables, and we need to get the data of that particular columns. So we are telling the join that I need this particular data. So this data, this particular common table, sorry, this particular common column in A and in B, it is equal. So you need to get the rest of the data. That's what we are saying to the inner join in SQL. So we will see some examples in order to understand clearly. So first what I want to do, select, I'm not giving the column names, just I'll give star, but I'll tell you we can give it later. So select star from my table 1 is customers table. Okay, and then I want to write this inner join, and I want to give table 2 name orders. Now I need to give the condition with the help of the keyword called on, right? So here, yes, here aliases will be useful, but why I can tell you later. So first of all, we will not give the alias names. We will see what we can do over here. Okay. So I wanted to join the customers table and orders table on condition that Customer ID of conditions table is equals to the customer ID in orders table, right? So I will give that data. Customer ID equals to customer ID. It will retrieve me an error, but I'll execute this. Definitely you'll get an error. See why you will get an error. See this ambiguous column name customer ID, ambiguous column customer ID. So it is speaking about both the customer IDs and it is saying like both are ambiguous. Ambiguous means it's a confusion between which column belongs to which table. So you are saying like customer ID of first table is equals to customer ID of second table. But for the SQL, right, we need to tell clearly which customer ID belongs to which particular table. Is this customer ID belongs to orders table or is this belongs to customers table? So we need to mention that clearly. Okay. So for that mentioning purpose, what we need to give? We need to give the table name dot customers dot. That means I'm saying this customer ID belongs to customers table and here I want to give the orders dot. So this customer ID belongs to orders table. Now it will execute. Okay. Okay, so now what I did is I have said to the query that my customer ID, first customer ID is from the customers table and second customer ID is from the orders table. And then I said that I need all the data. Star means what it will do, it will retrieve all the data from customers table as well as orders table. If you observe from customer ID to the email, those are the data which belongs to the customers and order ID, customer ID and order date. These three columns belongs to the orders table. Okay. Let forget about this result. I'm just telling what you can do over here. So now I don't want all this data. Okay. I just want only the address of this data. But before that, we will see what's the significance of alias over here. Okay. So now, suppose this customers is very small table name. In practical, your particular table name something like it may be like over 100 characters also, like it will be like customer table in so and so supermarket. The table name will be, it can be very lengthy and every time giving the table name, right, it will be like it's very tedious task for you. So at that time what you will do, you will give the alias names like this, simple alias names for your tables. Okay. And now what you can do, you have told customers is C to this particular SQL query and orders is O to simplify your particular query. Readability you can do, and while writing the query also it will take very less time if you use the alias names. So I in the place of customers I'll be using C dot and in the place of orders I'll be using orders dot. Simply alias is very useful when you are dealing with the joins, when the table, especially when the table is very long, table name is very long. Okay, this is about the alias concept. And also now coming to the point, this will also retrieve the same data even though if you use the alias. Okay. And now coming to the point, I don't want to have all the columns in my result. So what I want to do, I want to get something like customer ID. Okay. It can be anything from the orders or the customers because both are same. And I want to get the customer name and I want to get the order date. So what I will do, I will tell to the what I can say, I'll tell to the SQL that I need a customer ID from customers table C dot customer ID, comma, I want the address from the customers table, because here if you don't give the C dot address also it will take. I'll tell you why. And I want to get the order date. Okay. See, even order date also, if you are not giving alias names, it is not showing any error. I'll tell you why. Here, customer ID is there in both the tables. That's why SQL doesn't know whether to pick up the customer ID from the customers table or the orders table. In that case, we are telling to the SQL that please don't confuse, get the customer ID from customer table or get the customer ID from orders table. But address data and order date, these two are present only once in both the table. If you take the address data, I mean address column, it is only present in the customers table. Even though if you are not giving the alias name over here, it will directly take from the customers table, as this address is not present in the order table. Similarly, order date is only present in the orders table and it is not present in the customers table. So no need of specifying the alias name dot and the alias name dot for address and order date. Even though if you are not specifying, it will give the same result. If you are specifying also, it will give the same result. Okay. And also we can specify in this way, so something like if you tell star, it will give the data from the customers and orders table both, right? But I want to say that like in this way, like I want to get the data, whole data from the customers table, but only one particular column or two particular columns from the order table. You can also specify that very easily. So I want to get all the data from the customers table, right? Then I will mention C dot star. That means it will get all the data from the customers table. And now I want to get only the order ID from the orders table. So I'll specify order ID only. Okay. If you are seeing, right, customer ID, customer name, address, city, email, all the columns from the customer table and one particular column from the order ID table. So in this way, you can simplify as per your requirement. Okay. Then coming to the main functionality of inner join. So let me take both the tables here into picture. Now, so I am joining customers and orders table, okay, with the help of this customer ID. So I am saying customer ID of first table is equal to the customer ID of second table. As inner join will only give the data which are matching or which are common in both the tables. So if you see with the customer ID, you have 452, 20, 100, 130, 140 in customers table, and in the orders table you have 120, 165. Okay, you have only the matching count, matching customer ID is this 100 customer ID in both the tables. So inner join, obviously it will retrieve the matching column in between both, that is customer ID equals to 100. Okay, so now here my matching data is only 100. That's why I am getting only the data of 100. Okay, it will combine both the data depending upon your value after the star. So star I have given, that's why it will give the only the 100 customer ID data, 100 customer ID data, customer name, address, city, email, order ID, customer ID, order date, or you can, whatever columns you want to get for that particular data, you can get it. So this is about inner join. It will give the data, common data between both the tables which we have joined. So do you have any doubts?
మేడం ఇది సెలెక్ట్ కస్టమర్ ఐడి సెకండ్ ఉంది కదా మేడం కాలం, ఇది ఏమంటారు? సెలెక్ట్ కస్టమర్ ఐడి సి డాట్ అడ్రస్ ఓ డాట్ ఆర్డర్ డేట్ ఫ్రమ్ కస్టమర్స్ యాజ్ సి అని ఉంది కదా మేడం. అక్కడ ఆర్డర్ డేట్ అనేది కస్టమర్స్ టేబుల్లో కూడా ఉందా మేడం అది కాలము?
లేదు.
మరి అది కస్టమర్స్ టేబుల్ నుంచి ఎలా తీసుకుంటుంది మేడం ఓ డాట్ ఆర్డర్ డేట్ అనేది?
ఓ అనేది ఆర్డర్స్ కదా.
అవును మేడం.
ఆర్డర్స్ టేబుల్ నుంచి తీసుకుంటుంది.
మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ ఫ్రమ్ అని ఫ్రమ్ కస్టమర్స్ టేబుల్ నుంచి కదా తీసుకునేది మేడం. మరి
కస్టమర్స్ టేబుల్ is the table 1, orders table is the table 2. After when we are saying like inner join, you are joining customers table and orders table. So here there are two tables, okay? Customers table and orders table, okay? It is taking from both the tables, not only one table.
Okay, understood madam. నిన్న ఒకటి చదివాను మేడం, లెఫ్ట్ టేబుల్ రైట్ టేబుల్ అంటారు. అంటే లెఫ్ట్ టేబుల్ రైట్ టేబుల్ అనేది మనం ఎలా ఐడెంటిఫై చేయాలి మేడం అది?
నేను చెప్తాను ఇప్పుడు.
ఓకే.
ఓకే, సో ఇంకా ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇవ్వాలా? ఏదైనా ఇన్సర్ట్ చేస్తాను ఆర్డర్స్ టేబుల్లో, సో దట్ So why I am inserting 452 row is till now we have only the common customer ID in between both the tables is 100. So I want to give one more common data, which is 452, which is already present in the customer table. Okay. So one row got affected. Let's see. Okay. See, 452 row has been added. And let's also add one more, which is 453, which is not common in both. We can use that later point. Okay. Now if you see the customers table and the orders table, in the orders table have inserted two new rows, and if you take the join between the customers table and the orders table, right, there are two common data, that is 452 and 100 customer ID in between both of them. Now let's see whether when we are doing inner join, right, we need to get 100 data as well as 452 data. We will run all these three at once. Okay. If you can observe, there is second row which has been given now because 452 is now present in both the tables and the common data is retrieved depending upon our condition like star or whatever you have given the column names over here. Okay. So I think inner join we are good. Let's go with the left join. Left join and right join is similar, we can say. It all depends on which table we give first. So left join keyword returns all records from the left table. I'll tell what do you mean by left table simply, and the matching records from the right table. If there are 0 matches in the right table, then no record is retrieved from right table. I will mention what I mean over here. Okay. So this is left join and I'll go with left join syntax. It will be same like inner join syntax, but the keyword would be different. So here in the place of inner join, we need to give left join. Okay. Okay. And similarly, we have, okay, after getting the right join, I'll tell that. So I'll tell clearly with the help of this diagram. Okay, so what I mean exactly over here is, so left join, what it will does is, it will get the all the matching records between both first. Okay, it will get all the matching records between both, as well as it will get all the data from the table one, from the table one. So here table 1 means it is there in the left, right? So that's why we will say it as left. So table 1 is left here and it will get all the data from the table 1. Simply table 1 means first table data we will be getting in the left join along with the matching records between table 1 and table 2. Okay. So, and in right join means, okay. So in the similar way, right join means it will get all the data from the table 1 as well as, sorry, it will get all the data from the table 2 as well as the matching records between the table 1. As this table 2 is right to the table 1, we will say right data will be getting into picture. So simply how you put the table names in the syntax that matters. So first table data will be retrieved in the left join and the second table will be retrieved in the right join, and in both the tables common data is also retrieved. So I will tell you with the examples over here. So we will take the same example and we'll see left join. Okay, so now we will take same examples and we will get to know clearly. So in the inner join, we got the common data between two tables, right? The common data is 100 and 452. And here my table 1, I'm saying it as customers table and my table 2 is as orders table. Table 1 is customers table, table 2 is orders table here. Okay. It simply depends on your requirement, which one you want to update first. You can also do in this way. I can show you clearly. We will see. Let's take table 1 as customers and table 2 as orders and we'll give left join. Now, you will get 100 452 because it will be common and all the data from the customers table. So let's execute it first. So we have taken customers table as table 1 and orders table as table 2. So first we will get all the data, even though if it's not matching also, we'll get all the data from the customers table. That is this 452, 20, 100, 130, 140. This all rows will be coming into the picture and the common records between customer ID as well as order ID, that is 100 and 452. So we'll be getting all the common data as well as the data between the left join. So we'll see how it works. Okay. Now if you see 452, we will also execute. Okay. So I'm executing 3 for better understanding. Okay. So the first is the joined one. Let's keep it aside for now. And we will see customers table and the orders table. So as this is a left join, it will take the data of the left table, that is customers, which is table 1 customers. So I need to get all the data from the customers. If you see, customers ID is present, customer name is present, address is present, city is present, email is present, and the data from 452, 20, 100, 130, 140, and customer name data, address data, city data, email data, everything is present here, right? Right? Then now coming to the common data. Okay, I have said all the left table data will be there, which is present. Okay, from customer ID to email, all the data from the customer is present in this join data. Now I need to get the data of orders which are common. First we will see the common data. Common data is 452 and 100. Let's see 452 first. So I get order ID, customer ID, and order date of 452. So 2336, 452 to 2021. So I got the common data, right? And also I am getting the 100 data also. 2334 100 2027. Okay, other than this 452 and 100, we have 20, 130, 140, and for that it has given null values. That means it will not give the data which are not matching, which customer IDs are not matching, it won't give the data. If you understood the point, I'm good. Any doubts in left join?
No, madam, understood.
Okay. Now, just to clarify your doubt, I know, but everyone got the point. But just in case, I will tell you, what if you reverse the order. So now I will give this orders table as first table and customers table as second table. Okay. Now what happens? Now what happens is, as orders table is the first table, we'll get all the data of the orders table and we'll get only the common data of customers table. So we will see that. See, I'll execute all 3. You can understand clearly. Now if you see orders data 1 to 5, all the orders data 2333 to 2021 all the data is present. There is no null value over here, right? Now coming to the customers data, only the common data, which is 100 and 452, have values in customers data, that is customer ID, customer name, and the other ones it is filled with null. You got it right? So simply it will take the data as table 1, whichever you give the first, and whichever you give the second, it will take as table 2. So nothing, no rocket science here. Whatever you give here, it will take in that way only. So similarly, I'll tell about the right join. So right join simply we need to replace with right keyword, right join. And so right join will retrieve all the data from the right table and the matching records from the left table. If there are 0 records in matches in the left table, then there is no record retrieved from the left table. So right join. Okay, when we execute this, we will get all the data from the orders table and the common data between the customers and orders table, and the rest all data will be updated as nulls. In the same way, we will get over here as well. So we will get all the data from the customers and the common data from the orders table. If you see, we got all the data from the customers table and we got only the data of matching column related column data in the orders table. Yes. So this is about the right join. We do have another 2 joins called full join and self join that we'll discuss in the next class. So